you can imagine all the power in the universe. The Masters of the Universe collection.
Masters of the Universe was arguably one of the most successful cartoon franchises and toy lines of the 1980s. It even spawned its own live-action film in 1987. A modern movie remake is long overdue. This film would focus on the characters being an ensemble cast, as opposed to focusing on He-Man as the primary character, so Randor and Man-at-Arms would end up being as important as Adam. Randor is a battle-hardened king in this movie. After a lengthy war against his brother Keldor, Randor has finally achieved victory and pushed the dark forces back from whence they came. Russell Crowe is an easy cast for the role of Randor. His movie credentials are littered not only with action roles, but strongly defined characters as well. He may even be a little too perfect for the role of Randor, having played roles in Gladiator, Robin Hood, and even Jor-El in the Man of Steel movie. But he's still an ideal cast for the role. Devoted wife and loving mother, Marlena has seen the horror and carnage that war has brought to her people. She's now hoping for a brighter future with her family. Even in ensemble casts, there may be some roles that are smaller than others, and the truth is Marlena will still likely be a small role. Olivia Williams will be able to infuse that relatively small role with some much needed emotion. This film would also focus on Man-at-Arms as a primary character. Duncan is not only King Randor's chief tactician and weapons expert, he's also been his friend for many years, having served together in the Eternian Guard. And Duncan even acts as mentor and father figure to Adam when state duties call Randor away. Sean Bean is perfect for the role of Duncan. He's proven himself not only as a fantasy action hero, but as a great character actor as well. His roles in Lord of the Rings and Game of Thrones easily prepare him for this part. As they were in the 2002 animated series, Adam and Teela should most likely be portrayed in their late teens. This would also give them a chance to grow and mature within a series of films. Son of Randor and descendant of King Grayskull, Prince Adam is destined for greatness. What he lacks in physical stature, he makes up for with his ingenuity. While Adam is capable of becoming the most powerful man in the universe, he should be portrayed closer to his current DC comic incarnation, as a skilled fighter and an able soldier, only using the power of Grayskull when the deadliest of evil forces rear their heads. It might even be smart to forego the entire secret identity notion altogether, very much like the DC vs. Masters comics have done recently. It saves the film from Clark Kent syndrome, the audience wondering why the other characters are too stupid to have figured out this pretty obvious secret identity. Colin Ford is a near-perfect Prince Adam. He's fresh-faced and has that boyish charm that a young Eternian prince would have. Young and fit, but not overly muscular, he would make a good contrast to the actor who would have to be cast as He-Man. Teela is the adopted daughter of Man-at-Arms. She grew up in the royal court alongside Adam, but doesn't have any desire to be nobility. Instead, she's training to be captain of the Royal Guard. Unlike the cartoon versions though, she's not yet captain, so this journey for promotion is part of her film story arc. Teela is an expert in hand-to-hand combat, archery, swordsmanship, and any other number of battleground arts. Teela has her own secrets to uncover in this film as well, about her past and her future. This movie would be as much an origin story for Teela as it would be for Adam. Chloe Moretz would be a great Teela. She's a young, promising actor, and a filmography including such varied films as Kick-Ass, Hugo, and Carrie have proven she can handle the material. The ageless and enigmatic sorceress, with beauty and wisdom beyond the ages, guards a great power within the walls of Castle Grayskull. She's Eternia's most powerful mage, but her magic is useless outside the castle walls. She's the one who will reveal the fantastic destiny to a young warrior. No one but Cate Blanchett can play this role. Like Russell Crowe for Randor, she may be a little too on the nose for the character, having portrayed a similar role in Lord of the Rings. But still, no one's more suited to this role than Cate Blanchett. Orco is a controversial character to cast in this film. Can you make a serious Masters of the Universe movie and have Orco as a character? If done well, and voiced by someone like Seth Green, the character could provide some minor comic relief in what could be a very serious and war and battle-minded film. Exiled half-brother of Randor, Keldor studied the dark arts and waged war against his brother in order to take the crown of Eternos for himself. Disfigured by his own dark magic while battling his brother, Keldor strikes a deal with an ancient evil in order to save himself, turning him into Skeletor.
I am Skeletor, Overlord of Evil!
Now, using his dark powers and his evil warriors, Skeletor discovers an even greater power, the secret of Castle Grayskull, which he seeks to take for himself.
Grayskull is ours.
Ow!
Casting an over-the-top villain like Skeletor can be tricky business. You need an actor who can balance the theatrics of a good villain with the menacing nature that a modern Skeletor would have to have. Cranston has shown the sort of diversity you would need to breathe life into the role of Skeletor.
You think you see? You clearly don't know who you're talking to, so let me clue you in. I am not in danger, Skylar. I am the danger. A guy opens his door and gets shot and you think that of me? No. I am the one who knocks.
Evil-Lyn would be heavily featured as a primary character in this film, much like she is throughout the animated versions and in the 87 live-action movie. She is a beautiful and manipulative enchantress. She uses her powers to aid Skeletor, but her true motives are her own. We best know Emilia Clarke for playing the fair, blonde, and beautiful Khaleesi on Game of Thrones. It would be an interesting twist to have her play this dark and dangerous character. Of course, what would Skeletor be without his most loyal henchman? Beastman is Skeletor's primary enforcer. Using his great strength, feral senses, deadly claws, and command of beasts, he carries out his master's evil will. Ron Perlman has the size, stature, and acting resume to portray a fantastic Beastman. Perlman would likely need training in how to operate Beastman's signature whip, and that would be the perfect opportunity to bring in Anthony DeLongis. DeLongis not only trained Michelle Pfeiffer in how to use the whip for Batman Returns, he also happened to play Blade in the 87 live-action He-Man movie. It could be a good opportunity to have a little Blade cameo. Munitions expert and former mercenary, Trapjaw currently serves as Skeletor's man-at-arms. In flashback sequences throughout the film, we could get a glimpse of Trapjaw's former life as Cronus, and his horrific transformation into the menacing Trapjaw at the hands of cyberneticist Dr. T.E. Scope. Veteran actor Clancy Brown would be great in the role of Trapjaw. And Udo Kier would be near perfect in the small, almost cameo role of Dr. Scope, also known as Triclops. So to review, Skeletor's main evil warriors would be Evil-Lyn, Beastman, and Trapjaw. Triclops would be seen in the flashback sequences, leaving his character open for development later on, and Merman's character should be saved for a sequel film where he can be done more justice. In order to understand the history of Eternia, you would likely need to get glimpses into Grayskull's past, including the builder of the castle, King Grayskull, his wife, Vina, the first sorceress of Grayskull, and their arch-nemesis during the Great Wars, King Hiss. Hands down, no question, Dolph Lundgren should be cast as King Grayskull. Only the actor who formerly played He-Man in the 1987 film could possibly play this epic role. And how perfect to cast strong and independent actress Demi Moore as Vina, the first sorceress of Grayskull. A former Brat Pack member, Moore complements action hero Lundgren perfectly as the first Lords of Grayskull. From his wicked roles in Prison Break, Heroes, and Cult, it's easy to see Robert Knepper as the perfect casting choice for the dreadful tyrant and ruler of the awful Snake Men, King Hiss. We'd only get a taste of these characters in the film, but these three actors would certainly make Preternia memorable. So there you have it, the main casting for the Masters of the Universe movie. That just leaves one main question though. Who to cast as the transformed He-Man? We'll cover that in part 2.